As you can see, we have started moving our lumber into the barn area, which means...
yeah, we can start framing.
Yeah.
We picked this up a couple days ago. Now that we have all the brackets welded on, we can start building walls.
Yep, so first we need to run into town, pick up a few supplies that we couldn't get when we picked up our lumber, and hopefully when we come back we can get that first wall started.
Yeah, we're gonna build walls on top of the containers, and the hard part is the roof of the container is not just flat, it's corrugated, so it goes up and down. So we have to figure out how to fill those voids in so that we can have our wall bear right down on top of the container. So that's going to be the hard part. So we think we got it figured out, and we'll show you guys how we're going to do it.
Yeah. It won't even lay flat.
All right, so now we have all of our plywood ripped to the appropriate size for the two walls. We're going to build one wall that's going to be a 2x6 wall. We're going to build one wall that's going to be a 2x8 wall. So we have 5 rips, which will get us the whole length of our containers of 5.5 and 7.25.
So now that Levi has these all ripped down, he's going to take a jigsaw and cut out these little sections here, and that's what will go around that kind of ribbed or corrugated spot on the shipping container.
So I just climbed up there, set these in place, and just marked the ribs. We'll cut these out and we'll show you guys how they're going to sit down. And then we're going to set our walls on top of that. All right, there's one.
All right, well, it's cold, so I am as bundled up as I can possibly get. So we are having some problem with our water freezing, which we did expect. So right now we are using a hair dryer to unfreeze the valve or defrost the valve, and then we can hopefully get the water out of the barrels. About a week or so ago, we picked up 2 IBC totes, and the reason why we picked these up is, well, one, we found a really good deal on them, and we have been making so much water with just the rain that we needed a place to put all the overflow. So we have decided to just switch to using just the IBC tote for the winter time, and we actually went and bought a fish tank heater, and we have it run into the IBC tote into the water just to keep it from freezing. We don't need it to be warm, obviously, but just enough to keep it from turning to a solid block of ice. It is, like I said, it is cold. We have freezing fog right now, so everything is covered in ice, and it's cold. So just keeping it real with you guys, keeping you up to date on all of the trials and tribulations here. Texas is looking pretty good for the winter, I can tell you that much.
So I'm having an issue with these rips here, these furry strips in essence, where there's a patch on top of the container. And the way they patch these containers is they actually take like a scrap container and they cut out a patch big enough to fix the hole or the dent or whatever, and it's the same exact material, so it has the corrugated ribs and all that stuff on there. So what it does is it actually lifts up the thickness of that container. So I'm having to like cut these down so that they're a little bit thinner in those spots. And the way I'm figuring out doing it is I have this really cool little palm router, and I'm just using it to route out the material. So let's do this one here. It does a really good job, whatever thickness we need. So it's about 3/16 or so. Works great. Look at this crazy fog. The whole valley is completely fogged in. We've gotten zero solar today. It is completely, it's just fog. It's like freezing fog. But here's these ribs up here, and here's the corrugated part of the container, how it has this like lip right here, and we cut these boards to fit right there all the way down, and then now we're gonna set a plate on top of it, then we're gonna screw it down. So these containers have a foot on the top and the bottom, and you can see they're a little bit taller than the actual roof of the container. So what I did is I took that little mini router and I routed out 3/8 of an inch so that our bearing plate is going to sit on that foot and also on our sheeting that we ripped in between all these corrugated parts. So we're going to take a screw or a drill, and we're going to drill down through these corrugated parts. Tanya is down on a ladder down there. She's going to put a bolt through the hole I drill, and then I'm going to put a washer and a nut up here at the top. And I just want to make sure that I'm not going to be putting a bolt where I have a stud that's going to sit up in this wall. So I like to have it laid out so that it matches the other container. You can see all of those brackets that I welded on the other container. Those rafters are going to sit on this wall over here on this other container, and I want my joists for the roof to land right on top of these studs. So I laid it out exactly how that side is over here. I just want to make sure when I screw this bolt through this plate that it's not going to be in line with one of those joists. So all I'm going to do is line up my plate with this beam that runs from each end of the container. I want the bearing weight of this plate to be on that beam right there. You can see that is a solid steel beam that runs all the way from each foot of the container all the way down. So Here's my layout marks. So I'm gonna drill right here and put a bolt right here. Well, good morning. It's the next day. We ran out of light yesterday. We ended up getting pretty far. We got all the furring strips done, and we just have one more plate to cut at the very end. I had to go in and double check my measurements and my drawing to make sure I knew exactly how I want to frame that. So today we're going to finish that up, and then we're going to jump onto the other container and do the exact same thing, get those done, and then we'll start putting our walls up. Tanya's in dealing with our Amazon issue right now. Because we have a brand new address, Amazon for some reason cannot deliver here every other time or something crazy, so it's kind of weird, but she's in there dealing with that, so she'll be out here as soon as or as soon as she finishes that up. So.
Last board.
All right, last bolt. All the plates are done. About to go in and grab some lunch, and then we'll be out, start making walls.